Okay, so in front of you is a sheet that has review problems from everything we covered in Unit 5, which was a short unit. So the first thing we did back in day 1 and 2 is we did these with substitution and elimination when you had a system with like a line, a circle, or a parabola. Do you guys remember that? Okay, so I want to go through number 1 on here with you, just because algebraically, sometimes these do get a little bit complicated. And then I'm going to go through a graphing one with you like number 2 as well. Okay, so to start the question with number 1, I'm going to look and see what I have here. This is not a 3-variable system. So number 1, this has no squares in it. So is this a line, a parabola, or a circle? A line, very good. Now underneath that, I have x squared, y squared, so that is a circle. Why does that matter? Well, that tells you how you're going to solve this. What's our strategy to solve a linear function with a circle? Substitution, very good. We're going to do substitution. You are always going to take the easier, simpler equation and plug it into the more complicated. But before doing that, I need to solve this one for y equals. So this would be y is equal to 3/4 x. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to place that right here. And whenever I square something, it means I need to write it twice. So I substitute, and I'm going to get x squared plus. I'm going to write it twice because it's squared. So I have 3/4 x, and then I have another 3/4 x, and then this is equal to 25. Okay, you really don't need a calculator, to be honest with you. Just do this in your head. So I'm going to do numerator times numerator. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. 4 times 4 on the bottom gives me 16, yeah, and then x squared equal to 25. Okay, so now you're going to need a calculator. And what you're going to type in is 1 plus 9 over 16, math, enter, enter. So 1 plus 9 over 16, math, enter, enter. And what that should give you is 25 over 16. X squared, and that is equal to on the other side 25. All right, so your goal is to solve for x. So to solve for x, I have to get it by itself. So I would divide both sides by 25 over 16. And you're going to notice something really nice happens. All right, what do we get from 25 divided by 25 16? 16, good. Coming up here. So I have x squared is equal to 16. We always get squares equal to 0. So I'm going to take my 16 to the left-hand side. So minus 16 minus 16. And I get x squared minus 16 equals 0. All right, guys, what method of factoring is this going to be? Dots. Good. Multiplies to the 16, so this is x plus 4, x minus 4. And then I t-chart and solve. So my solutions will occur at, flip your signs, x equals -4 and, yep, x equals 4, very good. And when we did these problems, we didn't just need x. What else do I need to sub back in to find my y value? Yep, I am going to use this equation because I am confident it's correct and it's going to be the simplest one to use. So I conclude by finding my y value. So I'm going to do 3/4 multiplied by -4. So my first y value is -3. So this occurs at the ordered pair -4. -3. And then my next one, I'm going to go y is equal to 3/4 times 4, which is, you guys notice the forces cancel? Y is equal to 3. So you have two solutions. All right, -4, -3, and 4, +3. Okay, how do we feel on that type of question, okay? A lot of algebra with those, so those are also challenging in my opinion. So number 2, we also did a solve by graphing. In order to solve a system using graphing, you're going to have to get both of these into y equals mx plus b. So I take this first equation. I am going to subtract the 3y over and place it right in the front. So I get -3x minus 2. Not done though. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. So I get y is equal to, and I'm going to write it up here just like you're going to type it in the calculator. So I'm going to go parentheses -3 divided by 4x. And then -2/4, or if you'd like, you can reduce it. It's up to you. Now you're going to type this right into your graphing calculator and go right to the table. So I'm going to go right to the table. And I'm going to plot a bunch of points because you're going to look at where this line crosses a second. Okay, I have the point -6, +4. I obtained the point -2, 1. How about like 2 more? 2, -2. And 6, -5. And you're going to connect those with a nice straight line through them. And you're going to have an additional line on this axis, so we do want to label. So I have y is equal to -3/4 x minus 2/4. I know someone asked the other day, which is a good question. You can label your lines based on your slope intercepts that you have come up with, or you could go back and use the original as well. Either is fine. Now I take my second line, solve it for y equals as well. So I would have a -5y equal to a 3x plus 1. And then I'm going to divide by -5 all 3 of these. So divide everything. I get y is equal to -3 divided by 5. And again, I'm writing it how you would type it in the calculator, and then -1/5. And we are looking for a point of intersection here. Did anybody find it yet? They're super speedy usually. Yep, go ahead. Yep, excellent. Right here's your point of intersection. 3, -2. So I'm only going to add a couple points onto this because we already know where our answer is at. So 8, 1, 5. All right, so you're going to connect this as well. I do ask that you circle your point of intersection and label your line. We're going to classify our system, and then this one's south. So this one is y is equal to -3/5 x minus 1/5. So we're going to state one solution located at the ordered pair, -2, +4. Because this was a system that didn't have cross, we can classify it as consistent. And my lines are different from one another, so we say that these are independent of each other. So this system is consistent and independent. Okay. Okay. Does everyone feel confident on 1 and 2? Perfect. Number 3 is a 3-variable system. I'm going to skip it because it's an easy one. And you guys got lucky and you got an easy one yesterday. So I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to do the last one with you instead. But let's do number 4 first. Okay, so number 4, I am looking for a strategy on this. My first equation resembles what? Let me give you choices. Parabola, circle, or line? Line, very good. How about my second? Circle. So I am going to take my linear function and substitute it into the circle. Again, algebraically, these do get challenging. And for some of you, they are probably harder than the 3-variable systems. So I want to make sure we reviewed that. So I have this negative 2x minus 4 that goes right here. So you are still going to have that minus 2 as well. Anytime something is squared, I'm going to write it twice. So write it twice, write it twice. Plus, sub it in, negative 2x minus 4 minus 2. I know it looks strange. Negative 2x minus 4 minus the 2 equals 20. Yeah.
Instead of the parentheses, we're not allowed to combine the 4 and the 2.
Yeah, sure. I was going to do it right now. If you can do it all in one step, that's fine. Everyone's kind of at a different place with that. So this I multiply and I get x squared. And then I would go minus 2x. And then minus the 2x. And then plus a 4. And before you multiply this out, you should absolutely combine that together. All right. Now I'm going to multiply my second set of binomials. I'm kind of doing a little bit to each part. So the left-hand side combines into x squared minus 4x plus 4. And then over here, I'm going to have a 4x squared minus 12, minus 12x, minus another 12x is minus 24x. Feed you along there. And then negative 6 times negative 6 would be a 36 equal to 20. Combine like terms on the left-hand side. So I have x squared plus 4x squared, which is, 5x squared. Negative 4x minus a negative 24x would be a, and then plus 40 equal to 20. Okay, so you're continuing this one here. Yes, thank you. Change that one, right? There we go. So now we've got a 20x in there. Good catch. Okay, so now we're going to get your quadratic equal to 0. Okay, so I'm going to take my 20 over, and everything that you should see should be factorable. So I have a 5x squared plus a 20x plus 20 equal to 0. Okay, so what method of factoring can we do here? Yep, GCF. So I am left with x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0, which is nice because this factors further into x plus 2 and x plus 2. I think this is the first time you've seen this. This is only going to have one solution. That's okay. So I do x plus 2 equals 0. So x is equal to -2. Do I still have to find the y value? Yes, I do. And then you're done. So y is equal to -2 times -2 minus 4. So y is equal to, yep, 0. Very good. So the intersection of this line and circle is only one point located at -2, comma 0. Okay. How do we feel with that algebraically? Is it okay? Take your time with those. It's very easy to miscopy something or make small little mistakes. 5 I'm going to skip. And let's do 6 I'm going to skip. So any of these that I leave off, you're welcome to go back and practice if you'd like. Let's do number 7. Okay, so number 7 is a 3-variable system. First and foremost, before we even do any algebra, what should we do with this? Calculator. So let's go through how to type this into the matrix again, so that we can get our answers to know that we're in good shape as we progress through it. So to type this in the calculator, I am going to hit, I was going to do it up here, but I guess I won't. So in the calculator, I'm going to hit, again, second matrix. I'm going to scroll over to edit. And I'm going to type a 3x4 matrix. First row should say 1, 5, -1, -20. Second row is 4, -5, 4, and 19. And last row should be -1, -5, -5, and 2. Is everyone in? Okay. Once your matrix is in your calculator, you are going to hit second mode to quit. And now we're going to run our operation here. So you're going to hit second matrix, over to math. You're going to scroll up to choice B, RREF, hit enter. Then you're going to retrieve your matrix. So you're going to hit second matrix and then enter on A. Enter, and respectively in your last column, you will have your 3 answers. Did everyone get -2, -3, 3? Excellent. These are what we want to obtain. Please use that as a valuable resource to help yourself, because it is very easy to make little mistakes in these. And it's helpful to know when you invest that time that you're at least headed in the right direction. Okay, so let's make a plan and do this one out. So let's put equations 1 and 2 together. Now, if I put 1 and 2 together, is there a variable that I should eliminate here? B. Yep, the B goes away already on its own. So it'd be really smart if that was your plan. So equations 1 and 2, and I am going to eliminate the B. So I'm going to go A plus 5B minus C equals -20. I go 4A minus 5B plus 4C equals 19, and add straight down anytime your signs are opposites. So I am left with 5A plus, what comes next, guys? 3C equal to? Good, box it. You're coming back to it. Your plan must be the same. Now I need to put 2 other equations together, and I have to eliminate B. Which 2 would you like to put together? Of course you would, right? Because that's going to work out nice. It's not also going to do the A. All right, I suppose you can do that. I was trying to make you practice, but can't penalize you for looking at things in a smart way. So we've got equation 1 and 3 next. Again, our plan is the same. We are going to eliminate B here. So I have A plus 5B minus C equal to negative 20, followed by negative A minus the 5B minus the 5C equal to 2. I'm going to add straight down anytime my signs are opposite. A's cancel, B's cancel. I get negative 6C is equal to negative 18. Therefore, C is equal to check. Isn't it nice to know that you're in good shape? Definitely. So again, this one's a little bit shorter. Now immediately I can find A. So I'm going to find A by substituting into my box equation. I would have 5A plus 3 times 3 equal to negative 1. So 5A is equal to negative 1 minus 9 would be negative 10. Divide by 5, and A is equal to negative 2. So there's another answer. Did it work? Check. Let me box this one as well. And what remains is just to solve for B. So at this point, you go back to your originals. You can use whatever you would like. Do you guys have a preference as to equation for this one? Maybe the first one. All right, let's go first one. So lastly, we conclude by finding B. I'm going to go negative 2 plus 5B minus 3 equals negative 20. So I have 5B minus 5 is equal to negative 20 plus 5 plus 5. And then your last step is your division. So I have 5 is equal to negative 15. Divide by 5, and B is equal to negative 3. Does that check out as well? Yes. So again, you've got that calculator as a resource to help you, so please absolutely use it. Okay, how do we feel with those problems? Gaining some confidence? Okay, so let me explain what I would like you to spend the remainder of your time working on. If you want to finish the ones on the sheet, you can. It's up to you. Your solutions are right on your Google Doc. So if you were to click right here, if you want to go back and do some of them, you certainly can. Your homework assignment, though, is going to be, go back to your packet, please. And I want you in the review section to do those 3 questions that are in there. So it's right at the back. You have a 3-variable system to do. You have a system with a line and a circle to do algebraically. And if you flip, there's just one more. Your last question is a linear function with another circle, so another substitution to do. So those are the questions that I'll be checking Monday. What I also need you to do too is, can you please bring your charged Chromebook with you Monday, because you're going to do more review together. And then your quiz falls on Tuesday. Questions? Okay, you have 10 minutes. Start on either these homework ones, or if you want to backtrack and do the ones on the sheet, either is fine with me.